Nothing done, says Judge Ian Farlam. Let me take you live now to the Northwest Province. The reporter Govan Whittles is standing by. So clearly, Govan, good afternoon to you. The judge is angry. What's the sentiment on the ground?
Well, on the ground, there is also some anger from AMCU members, particularly at the inaction of the police. But of course, AMCU, at this point, fighting battles on several fronts. They're here to commemorate the massacre of the 34 mine workers who were shot down by the police 7 years ago. But they're also sending a stronger message. They say that similar to Marikana, they believe that the attempt by the registrar of the Labour Department to deregister the union is also an attack on the union. And AMCU is saying hands off AMCU, and that's the message they say to their detractors. And they're calling on the people that are here at the copy commemorating the 7th anniversary of the death of these mine workers to show their support for AMCU as they prepare to take on this new battle to fight against their possible deregistration. Here on the ground, we've had a bit of a delayed start, Jeremy, but it seems as if there are less people than usually show up at this commemoration event. And the more notable people that are missing from this event include the economic freedom fighters as well as the United Democratic Movement, two parties who have stood close by AMCU over the past 7 years, and of course who have retained a significant share of the vote in local elections and in the national elections in this area. This year they are conspicuously missing, as well as Sibanye Stillwater. That's of course the company that has bought Lonmin about 3 months ago. Sibanye saying that they weren't invited to this event. But the president of AMCU, Joseph Matinja, arrived just a short while ago.
All right, Govan Whittles, this has also raised a bigger debate about problems, growing unrest, violence in mining. You'll set up now for us a special report that you've compiled into that particular aspect.
Yes, Jeremy. Well, the unions in the mining sector have raised the alarm, and they say that according to their statistics, it has become increasingly dangerous to report for duty during a strike at South Africa's mines. And while in 2011 and 2012, the Platinum Belt, this Rustenburg, Northwest and Limpopo area was the most dangerous, that violence has now spread to provinces such as Mpumalanga and the Free State. This report takes a look at commentary from the National Union of Mine Workers as well as Sibanye, and focuses on the strike which was 5 months long at Sibanye, in which 10 people were killed in the Blaybank community, and over 60 houses were burnt down during that protest. Let's have a look now.
This is a war which has been declared by the syndicates, which want to phase out the National Union of Mine Workers from the face of the earth.
No less than 60 members of the National Union of Mine Workers have been murdered since the Marikana massacre. 10 of them were killed during the strike at Sibanye Gold this year, while 60 workers had their homes torched, all because they tried to report for duty. The company says the violence started as soon as the workers downed tools.
That first morning in the Free State, one of our employees was shot at the bus stop trying to get to work. And then we had a number of other incidents where buses were stoned and petrol bombed, and even drive-by shootings at some of the bus stops where people would just drive past with automatic weapons and fire into the crowd.
Violence and murder have now become synonymous with strikes in the sector.
We called upon them to establish a commission that will look into syndicate that are giving instruction for the killing of our members and for the killing of mine workers in general. We believe that these things are not happening emotionally from workers. There is a syndicate which sit down and plan that killings must take place.
Most of the killings are associated with intra-union violence between the NUM and AMCU. In Blaybank, near Carltonville, tensions between the two unions flared up and the police intervened with a large deployment. But the workers rejected Minister Bekitele. Sibanye says despite the rocky start, the intervention paid off.
It took about 2 or 3 or 4 months before they were actually active and fully committed to that. And obviously the lack of resources, we know that they're under-resourced, they didn't have enough vehicles that were available, so they were very constrained in terms of that.
The NUM isn't the only union whose members are being attacked. AMCU members are also being targeted, apparently by its rivals.
Before the strike started, I addressed a meeting at Kloof mine. After that mass meeting, the NUM, in the presence of the security of the mine, attacked and shot our member and stabbed him with spears.
With Sibanye taking over Lonmin's operations in Marikana 3 months ago, the company says it won't be bullied by AMCU. But the union says it's ready for a fight if wage talks don't go its way.
Surely they are up for war.
And worker leaders are now warning of a culture of impunity that's taken root in the sector.
If we can only build the capacity of the intelligence in the country and around the mining industry so that there can be consequences for those who are perpetrating the culture of violence, we will go far in securing a new environment in the mine where unions can compete with each other, not on the basis of who shoots harder.
The killings during Sibanye's strike have prompted calls for reflection, but with platinum wage negotiations underway, the industry is bracing for more of the same.
Govan Whittle's reporting. He will remain for us in the Northwest Province this afternoon. Back live to him a little later.